Start. Okay, so now we'll be talking about the next functional group.
Aldehyde.
Yes. So the third functional group which you have to study is aldehyde.
I have another question.
Yes,
Suffix is
please.
the last letters, right?
Yeah.
At the end now. Okay.
It's good that you realize now.
No, the thing is that the al likha hai, there's aldehyde, so nothing, it's okay.
Prefix and suffix.
हाँ,
Right?
proper now. हाँ, it's okay.
So aldehyde is CHO.
Okay. Why is there combustion in this chapter?
Close the book. CHO. Right? So what will be the internal structure for CHO?
CH?
You can try drawing the internal structure for CHO.
CHO.
Like we have to draw the function.
No, the electron dot structure for CHO.
Yeah,
Yes.
so-
yes.
ये छोटा वाला.
Like it's my year actually. Yeah.
Double bond with one oxygen, so that is stable. And single bond with one hydrogen, right? And obviously one bond will be open here with C, no?
Oh, मैंने उल्टा written.
It doesn't matter, it's okay. It's the same thing technically, right? So now this gets attached to, so what will be again the first member of the homologous series of aldehyde?
Methanol. I think.
Methanol,
Null.
right?
Null.
Because the suffix for aldehyde is al. Yes. Suffix is a. And what will be the formula for the first member? Should be 18.
18.
Yeah, when you divide this, that should give you 18.
यहाँ का 0 है तो यहाँ आ जाएगा.
You can just tell me the formula. HCHO, right?
There will be just one extra hydrogen.
Right? So what will be the second member then?
Ethanol.
Ethanol, right?
I'll have to rewrite the entire thing. Bad.
If you remove the decimal, you have 2 zeros in the denominator.
You also
If you remove the decimal from here, you have 1 0 in
Take
the
one after
numerator,
the other. You
right?
have to make proper notes for
Two
this thing.
Two frequency, 162 by 9.
अच्छा 0 से 0 का आंसर हो जाती है.
Concentrate. Now you can put it here and do it in detail. Right? So suffix is AL, right?
So for this, then it will be H3CHO. Is this the correct one? For ethanol.
C2.
CH3CHO, no?
CH3CH.
Because again, the same thing, one carbon is already present, no? In the functional group. So that's going to be C3CHO, then C2H5CHO.
Wait. Acha, okay, no, it's okay.
Idea is very simple. CH3, C2H5, C3H7, C4H9. This is how the alkyl functions. So you just keep adding them, right?
This will decrease. ठीक है.
What will decrease?
Nothing will decrease. No, everything will increase. हो गया, समझ रहे हैं.
Now the next member is,
Ketone.
yes, ketone.
Ketone.
So the next functional group is ketone. Now yes, you guys had some question related to ketone, so let's talk about that first. So normally what happens is,
Who had question?
you asked me the question, no? Keto diet, no?
I asked the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
keto diet.
Yeah, the question. Okay. So see, normally what happens is when we digest food, particularly fat gets stored. I mean, primarily sucrose, glucose that breaks down to give you energy, and the extra amount of uh, sucrose or glucose, which is not synthesized by the body,
It's
gets stored
as
in
fat.
form of fat, right?
Adipose.
Yes.
Tissue.
Adipose, right. So now what happens is this starts getting accumulated beneath the skin, around the liver, because liver is primarily the organ which is responsible for synthesizing it and breaking down into energy.
Why
Now-
near the kidneys? And kidneys are also very fatty, you said, no?
Yes. So
Why?
yes, around kidneys as well.
Why?
Because these are the organs where the accumulation happens primarily for the reason that that is where it is synthesized. That is where they are basically filtered out. So they get deposited there. Now, roughly about, let's say for example, if you are into sport or even if you are doing a reasonably healthy life, so you take in food, food is synthesized, you get energy, right? Now, what does fasting do to your body? Or the idea of intermittent
It
fasting?
breaks down the accumulated fat.
So how does it do that? So roughly around, let's say for example, if I have food, so my body is not going to get to the reserves of my energy because I'm taking food. So body is synthesizing it and using it for the energy requirements. Suppose if I am fasting now, let's say intermittent
So
fasting.
throughout that 1 hour, it will digest and then it will transfer the food to.
I'm not talking about fasting. So roughly around 10 to 12 hours of fasting.
No, 16 hours of fasting is intermittent proper.
After 10 to 12 hours, what happens is, after 10 to 12 hours, it depends. It is completely, absolutely, the metabolism is the key factor here. It is not 16 hours for everybody. It changes
It's usually
with
12
your,
hours.
it changes with your age as well. So there are several criteria. The whole purpose of intermittent fasting is that you do not take in food, right? So that the body now resorts to the earlier reserves of the food, which is primarily stored in form of fat in our body. So when that fat is now directly being converted into ketones, that is how it breaks down. So this is what ketones are chemically that we are going to discuss now. So fats are broken down into ketones, and when that starts happening, your body is basically falling for the reserves, which is there,
Basically,
and that is how you tend
fasting
to.
is just fuel formation of ketones.
Yes. And there are some diet, I mean, obviously the dietary pattern can be developed around that, where the body is induced to
Yeah.
create
Keto.
keto. And what
The
will that
keto diet is just like foods which help with
which
formation of
primarily
ketones.
will have protein. You can have protein. You can have
But
fat as well, right? Because what happens is, particularly if you look at the keto diet, it will have protein, it will have fat, but zero carbs, apparently. That is what we call keto diet, right?
Ah,
Why
zero
so?
carbs.
Why so?
But
Because-
isn't it really hard to digest protein? Like if you eat meat, chicken, it takes you hours and hours, like 4 or 5 good hours to.
But see, the protein is needed by our body, right?
It's you. It gets easily digested.
Concentrate. Why should keto diet be more of protein and more of fat? Fat is allowed. This is surprising for keto diet, right?
Fat is allowed?
Yeah, fat is allowed.
I don't think that's okay. Because fat gives.
No, because
energy.
what is happening here is that carbs are primarily the energy source for us, right? If you're limiting the carbs, the intake of carbs,
Then the fat that is in your body, that'll get break down.
right? So it is
That
basically
is
you're setting your body, you're setting in body into basically you're tuning your body so that it starts extracting energy from fat, not from carbs. So it gets into that habit of utilizing fats for energy.
And then when you break this breakdown of fats and ketones again.
Yes. Right? So that's the whole idea. And as far as
But protein does take time to digest, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. Of course, it
A
does.
lot of time, like
Of
if
course
you
it
take
does.
meat in one meal, it takes you like good 5 hours to have your next.
Of course, it has to, because that is more complex. No, it is. It has to be broken down into amino acid, and then the entire process is lengthy. So that we'll discuss later. Some how. Okay, so ketone. The general formula is, or the functional group is this.
But I just told us you were like this, try and make it. You can just tell us and we'll make it.
Yeah, ketone. Yeah, so it's basically one carbon in a double bond with oxygen. Now, the interesting fact about ketone is that earlier, so far, what all we have done,
Shouldn't it have
all the
a
functional
match?
group. I'm coming to that. So then, won't that become
Alcohol.
no, aldehyde? No,
Yeah.
if it has one,
Oh, okay. So then it's open from two places.
yes. So at one point of time, it can take in
2 hydrogens.
2 hydrogens or 2 alkyls,
Yeah.
right? Now, there's another problem here.
Obviously.
Just put in 2 hydrogens. See what you get.
Oh, isn't this here? It's methanol. It's
Methanol, right?
Yeah, it's methanol.
So if you add 2 hydrogens over here, does it gonna remain ketone, or is it gonna get transformed to?
Methanol.
It will get transformed to aldehyde, right?
Yes.
So apparently,
We'll add another H.
no.
C.
That's fine. Okay. See, normally for ketone, what is the suffix?
On. One.
O and
Yeah, suffix is one, on, right? So is methanon possible?
No.
Because it is basically I mean, if I add 2 H's here, it is getting transformed into methanol.
Yes.
So it might have 2 names here.
So
I mean, if I go by this method, it can be methanon or it can be methanol.
Yes.
So methanol is not possible because methanol is already being formed. So this has
How
got,
do you know which one comes first?
because it has got 2 open chains, 2 open ends. That one has 1 open end, so that gets a priority. Right? Got it? So what will be the next member of this?
Sounds better than methanol.
What will be the next member of this? Ketone.
Ethanol. No, ethanol.
Ethanol. What will be the formula for ethanol?
You put another C. And then you give it 3 H's. So this thing.
So I didn't understand one thing for the last line. What line?
This is just ethanol added with
Last sentence.
So this is going to be
C2H1.
ethanol, right?
C2 plus H5.
C2H5O.
Oh.
Now tell me,
COH5.
this is, should this be called ethanol or is it ethanol? What is it?
So last line.
Oh wait, this is also ethanol again.
Last.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Number of items.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you getting this or no?
Number of items.
That's why I think it's 18.
Oh, so ethanol is also CH3, CHO.
So should we call it ethanol or should we call it ethanol or ethanol?
Ethanol, obviously.
Ethanol, obviously, right?
It is this thing, no? This is good.
Why are you not making it like this? Straight chain. That way it will be more comfortable, right? Again, same thing, right? Did you get this? So what should you call it?
Ethanol.
Ethanol or ethanol? Yes, Pratika, what do you think?
Ethanol.
Ethanol, right? So technically, this is also not falling into the category of ketones. So the next one is going to be,
Propanol.
Which is possible.
which is technically possible.
That's why here everything is with prop because it's possible with every single of the function groups.
Yeah, I think yes. Got it? So this is going to be the ketone. So we have discussed 4 of them so far, right?
Yeah, we just have 7.
Not even 7.
Yeah,
We have 5.
we've done alkenes, alkynes. We just have halo alkenes.
Yeah, that's the last. Right? Any questions so far? No questions?
Number of 29.
So the next one is how? The center one is associated with it is open from 2 ends, no?
Acha, okay.
It is like this. Ketone is open from 2 ends.
So it will always be the center.
Yeah. So the alkyl group which is going to get added will be on the sides. Left hand side and the right hand side. Done?
So
it will be C2H6CO.
So then even for like
Normally it will be CH3 CO
even for like the
CH3.
aldehydes.
Don't you
like,
think this is more
from this
comfortable?
side it is open, right?
No.
So then even in aldehydes, it's from this side is open, so I can change.
Yeah.
What is that? It's CH3CO CH3.
Yes. What is that? What is the name of this compound?
Propanol.
Propanol.
C.
Number of 5. CO3.
So then the functional group will always come at the last.
किसी से
and
divide
first
तो
be-
करेंगे but पता नहीं किससे.
Why do you do that? It
Because-
depends.
Because
It is not coming in the end. It is coming somewhere in the middle. For this one, it is coming in the middle. It is not coming in the end.
Because it's
हम
three.
14 से divide करेंगे.
3. It's an odd number, so it does have a middle.
And
How
moreover,
do we know how to name it?
what is the functional group here?
CO.
CO. So what is the functional group for
So it'll
CO?
be in the middle because it's in the middle in the structure.
And it is open from 2 ends.
Sir, इसमें हम 8 को 14 से divide करेंगे ना.
Just give me 2 minutes. We'll discuss that. So last one is haloalkanes. So this is, I mean, simplest of the lot. You just have to, let's say for example, if you start with, let's say, methyl, right? So if you have methyl, and you just remove 1 hydrogen from here. Now the halogens are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, right? So any of these will have a valency of 1.
One.
So they can share 1 electron from here. So it can come like this. And slight exception here.
Functional group here.
What's U?
The slight,
Oh, that's CL. Is that CL now?
Yes.
yeah, this is Cl.
So that's U.
No, that's Cl, sorry. So it's like, there is a slight exception here, because normally what we were doing so far was we were putting the
CH3
alkyl
CL.
first. No. There's no exception there.
CH3 CL. That will be.
So that's okay.
No,
Anyway.
that's the name, nah. That's the.
Yeah, but the exception is with the name. Normally what we're doing is, we're putting the alkyl group का
But
नाम
while naming it,
पहले.
we put chlorine first
Yes.
and then put
Yeah, that's it.
chloromethyl. Then it will be chloromethyl.
Yes.
Oh.
Chloromethane.
It's CH3CL.
Why methane methyl? Because it's from
Chloromethane.
CS.
That's why I said exception.
But
Pardon?
don't you think it should have been methyl?
Yeah, there are many things which I wish should have been, but
How can it be methyl?
Because it's
Methyl
because they're
chlorine.
removing 1 hydrogen.
Methyl chlorine.
Yeah, chloromethyl. That's what she's trying to say. But chloromethane this is the name, right?
So then it does have a prefix and a suffix. So the prefix is chloro, bromo, fluoro,
Yeah.
and then a suffix is ane.
Right, yes, because of the single bonds. The only exception is that normally for the functional groups, we were doing the functional group name
Suffix. Or
later,
suffix, yeah.
right? But here in this case,
There's prefix
it's in the prefix.
and a suffix.
Yes. So, chloromethane, chloroputane, chloropentane, all of this is possible.
But this is stupid naming it methane, not methyl.
Because methyl normally is not a compound, right? Methyl is basically
Yeah, it
the
always
product, yes.
bonds with something else
Something
to form
else.
a compound.
Yes. So since this is a complete form, that is why we are naming it methane, not methyl.
Question: why do we always just use H with the C's in all of them? Like, usually we're just using the.
We talked about Big
Yeah, I
Bang,
think we talked
Big Bang
about
theory, right?
this.
Hydrogen is the most abundant element present in the universe.
So it will generally, naturally
Yeah.
just combine with carbon.
And carbon was one of the primary elements formed in the universe, no? Hydrogen then came to helium, and then 3 heliums combined to form carbon. Helium itself is not possible to form compound because helium itself is stable.
Yeah.
So what's the next option?
Carbon.
Carbon was there and hydrogen was already there in abundance, so primarily that's how the entire universe has more of carbon and hydrogen. Done?